turn down the desktop audio. Okay. Time for just crackly music, like, you know, like Christmas ambiance. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We don't need that. Here we go. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know which story I want to choose. Maybe something. Do you have a song that, I mean, not a song, but a Christmas story you used to hear? Okay, I'll just pick a random one then. No, I wanted that one! Dang it. Come back up. Alright. We'll probably do children's one first. Is it? Because children's ones are normally fun. Trying to make sure I can see the chat. Because I can't. Okay. We're like, where'd it go? Go back out. And do that, yes. Alright, okay. Okay. This one, and we're gonna go through some short ones for right now. The Magi, as you know, were wise men, wonderfully wise men, who brought gifts to the newborn Jesus Christ. The newborn Christ child. They were the first to give Christmas gifts. Being wise, their gifts were doubtlessly wise. And here I have to tell you the story of two children who were not wise. Each sold the most valuable thing they owned in order to buy a gift for the other. But let me speak a last word to the wise of these days. Of all who give gifts, these two were the most wise of all. Who give and receives gifts, such as they are the most wise. Everywhere there are the wise ones. They are the Magi. Okay, we'll do that was on here, but that's very simple. We'll go for actual Rudolph story. He has a Wikipedia, thanks. The real story behind... Are we gonna ruin it? Like, ruin it? It's gonna be something dark, huh? Okay. For many people, Christmas will forever be associated with the television specials they watched as children. And there may be no better loved program than Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. The original broadcast of the Rankin Bass stop-motion classic took place December 6th, 1964. This is not a story. Oh, here we go. The story of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, blah, 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 blah. This is not the story. This is not the story! Ugh. Okay. I want a story. One version of the story. A guy named Bob May, depressed and heartbroken, stared out his drafty apartment window into the chilling December night. His 4-year-old daughter, Barbara, sat on his lap, quietly sobbing. Bob's wife, Evelyn, was dying of cancer. Little Barbara couldn't understand why her mommy could never come home. Barbara looked up into her dad's eyes and asked,
"Why isn't Mommy coming? Why isn't Mommy just like everybody else?"
But Bob's jaw tightened and his eyes welled with tears. Her questions brought waves of grief, but also of anger. It had been the story of Bob's life. Life always had to be different for Bob. Small when he was a kid, Bob was often bullied by other boys. He was too little at the time to compete in sports. He was often called names he'd rather not remember from his childhood. Bob was different and never seemed to fit in. This is sad. It's going based on a person. Then he was blessed. But Bob did complete college, married his loving wife, and was grateful to get his job as a copywriter at Montgomery Ward during the Great Depression. Then he was blessed with his little girl, but it was all short-lived. Evelyn's bout with Hi, Lisa Tressa. Evelyn's bout with cancer stripped them of all their savings, and now Bob and his daughter were forced to live in a 2-room apartment in Chicago. Evelyn died just days before Christmas in 1938. Bob struggled to give hope to his child, for whom he couldn't even afford to buy a Christmas gift. But if he couldn't buy a gift, he was determined to make one, a storybook. Bob had created an animal character in his own mind and told the animal story to little Barbara to give her comfort and hope. Again and again, Bob told the story, embellishing it more with each telling. Who was the character? What was the story called? The story Bob May created was his own autobiography in a fable form. The character he created was the misfit outcast like he was. Sorry. The name of the character, a little reindeer named Rudolph, was with a big shiny nose. Bob finished the book just in time to give it to his little girl on Christmas Day. But the story doesn't end there. The general manager of Montgomery Ward caught wind of the little storybook and offered Bob May a nominal fee to purchase the rights to print the book. Ward's went on it to print Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and distribute it to children visiting Santa Claus in their stores. By 1946, Ward's had printed and distributed more than 6 million. That same year, a major publisher wanted to purchase the rights from Ward's to print an updated version of the book. In an unprecedented gesture of kindness, the CEO of Ward's returned all rights back to Bob May. The book became a bestseller. Many toys and marketing deals followed, and Bob May now remarried with a growing family, becoming wealthy from the story he created to comfort his daughter. My heart! Oh. But the story doesn't end there either, apparently. But we're gonna go somewhere else with this. We're not. Let's see. Okay, this one's a little longer. It's called The Greatest Gift, A Christmas Tale by Philip van Dorenstern. Change me back, George pleaded. Change me back, please. Not just for my sake, but for the others too. You don't know what a mess this town is. You don't understand. I've got to get back. They need me here. I understand right enough, the stranger said slowly. I just wanted to make sure you did. You had the greatest gift of all conferred upon you. The gift of life, of being a part of this world and taking a part in it. Yet, you denied that gift. Philip van Doren Stern. The greatest gift is a short story written. We need, like, actual stories. This isn't a story website. I need another website. The true meaning of Christmas. Recited by Linus. Can I get, like, a better... Okay. I guess you're right, Linus. I shouldn't have picked the little tree, said Charlie Brown. Everything I do turns into a disaster. I guess I don't really know what Christmas is all about. Isn't there anyone who knows what Christmas is all about? Sure, Charlie Brown. I can tell you what Christmas is all about, said Linus. Linus walks to center stage. Lights, please! And there, we're in the same country. Wait. That's a song, but I'm reading it. And there were in the same they were in the same country, shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them, and they were sore afraid. And then the angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a survivor, which is Christ the Lord. And this shall be a sign unto you. Ye shall find the babe, wrapped in a swaddled cloth, lying in a manger. And suddenly there was with the angels multitude of the heavenly hosts praising God, and saying, Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace good will be towards men. That's from Charlie Brown. I didn't really think this all through with stories, because I suck. Okay, let's... 'Tis better to give. A mother is a person who, seeing there are only 4 pieces of pie for 5 people, promptly announces she never did care for pie. Taneva Jordan. I knew I was not supposed to be quite so excited. I was too old for that. At age 11, the oldest of my mom's grew up girl. I had to keep my cool. I was in middle school after all. But every chance I got when I was alone, I checked each present under the tree. I read every tag and felt every package, guessing at the contents within. I had examined each gift so often that I could tell which present went to which person, without even looking at the tags. It had been such a tough year for my family. Whenever my mom looked over at the tree and scattered presents, she would sigh and warn us, there won't be as much for Christmas this year. Try not to be disappointed. Christmas had traditionally been a time for my parents to spoil us. And years past... Grammy, must you call me right now? I don't know. Yes? Yes, Grammy? Okay, well, I was doing a story reading, but... a story reading for, like, a thing. So, well, you want me to... Yeah, it's not as good as yours, but... Well, I love you. I'll call you when I'm done, okay? Sorry. Now I gotta resume. I'm back. Okay. Where was I? Try not to be disappointed. Oh. Christmas had traditionally been a time for my parents to spoil us. In years past, the presents would pile up and spill out from under the tree, taking over the living room. I had heard the phrase, giving is better than receiving, but thought that whoever had said that might have been out of their mind. Getting presents was the whole point. It was the reason I couldn't get to sleep on Christmas Eve. On Christmas morning, we eagerly awaited in the hallway until Dad told us everything was ready. We rushed into the living room and let the wrapping paper fly. We made weak attempts to wait and watch while other family members opened their presents. But at the same time, we lost our self-control. "Here's another one for you," said Mom as she handed me a package. I looked at it confused. Having spent so much time examining the presents before Christmas, I recognized this one. But it had not been mine. It was my mom's. A new label had been put on it, with my name written in my mom's handwriting. "Mom, I can't." I was stopped by my mother's eager, joyful look. A look I could not really understand. "Let's see what it is, honey. Hurry up and open it." It was a blow dryer. Though this may seem but a simple gift, to me it was so much more. Being an 11-year-old girl, I was stunned, and my words were receiving outweighed giving by light years. My mom's act of selflessness was incomprehensible. It was a huge act. Tears filled my eyes, and I thought in disbelief about how much my mom must love me to give up her Christmas so I could have more presents. And I may actually cry here, just saying. I have always remembered that Christmas fondly. It had such an impact on me. As an adult with children in my life whom I adore, I can now understand my mom's actions. I see how she was not giving up her Christmas, as I had thought, but was finding even greater joy in her Christmas, because giving truly is better than receiving. My mom's simple act meant the world to me. These Christmas miracles will restore your hope for the holidays. Jennifer Yardley Barney. Why? I'm trying not to cry. Oh my god, that's so sad. Oh god, okay. Okay, the Christmas spirit strikes again. Blessed is the season which engages the whole world in a conspiracy of love. Hamilton Wright maybe, something. I always dreamed of pulling off the surprise prank of lifetime. You know, the kind you see on TV, or laugh about at late at night with friends. Well, thanks to a little determination, some luck, and a generous help of Christmas spirit, my dream became a reality. My family is in Canada, although my sister moved down to Australia a few years ago to study speech pathology. She was graduating just before Christmas, but due to my own scholarly schedule back home, I would not be unable to make it down in time for her graduation. And I need to make sure... Okay. I wouldn't make it back in time for her graduation. She was understandably disappointed, and I felt guilty that I wasn't able to be there for her on this most special of occasions. While I was talking to my supervisor the week before my sister's graduation, the conversation drifted towards Christmas plans. When I mentioned that I would be missing my sister's graduation by less than 48 hours, she commented, "Well, if you want to go, I have no problem with it, so go ahead." I couldn't believe my luck. I nearly jumped for joy. "Just make sure you get permission from the admin." She added. My heart sank. The administrator at my school was notorious for denying any sort of time off requests. "And last minute, please. would undoubtedly draw nothing but ire. I almost didn't bother asking because I knew it would be a waste of time, but I didn't feel like thorough chastisement. I can't speak. Plus, I knew their answer already. No, but something in me decided to try, just in case. Maybe it was the hope that that the Christmas spirit would somehow permeate the administrative office at this time of year. When I returned home to find the associate's dean's reply in my inbox, I steeled myself for a disappointment. I gritted my teeth, opened the email, and started to read and read and reread and reread just to make sure I had understood. Approval? I couldn't actually go. I rubbed my eyes. There must be a mistake, but no. I was flabbergasted. There was no logical explanation. I couldn't believe my luck. The only explanation I could possibly come up with was, well, Christmas spirit. It had been on my side, lurking in the heart of my associate dean when she read my requests. Immediately, I called the airline. Miraculously, even during the busy Christmas season, I was able to change my ticket to arrive the day before my sister's graduation. With news this fantastic, I was bursting to tell my sister, but fingers on the dial, I paused. Wouldn't it be so much more fantastic if I could surprise her? I pictured myself just showing up, knocking at her door. What a state of shock she would be in. I laughed gleefully to myself as I pictured her face when she opened the door and saw me. She loves pranks and practical jokes of all sorts. Pulling off a prank like this would certainly be an ultimate gift. And if I were successful, she'd probably be more excited about my unconventional arrival, even my attendance at her graduation. So the idea evolved in my mind. For a surprise on this scale, I need a much more dramatic arrival than just a ring of the doorbell. For me, Christmas surprises are epitomized by presents, or at least boxes. What if I could arrive in a box? I started to plot. Then brilliance struck, getting delivered in a box to my sister's house by couriers. I knew if I pulled this off, my present at her graduation and my grand arrival would be the best Christmas present I could ever give my sister. No one appreciates a prank like a prankster. How much longer? Okay. Upon arrival in Australia, the manager met me in full uniform, but that wasn't all. He brought one of his couriers, plus a courier's please van, along for the ride as well. They even had reinforced box prepared for me that they'd already tested at the office. I thought I would be easiest to walk up to the doorway and then jump in a box while they rang the doorbell. But no, they insisted. My sister might see me through the window, and they certainly didn't want to jeopardize my Christmas surprise. Instead, they parked a few hundred meters up the street, where they loaded me in the box and carried me away all the way up to my sister's, where they rang the doorbell and announced they had a delivery for her. I couldn't see the look on my sister's face as she opened the door to the couriers with a little surprise delivery, but I could tell from her voice that she was more than little perplexed. This soon morphed into utter disbelief and shock when the box was open and she saw her older sister sitting inside, smiling up at her. She was at a complete loss for words, and I will never forget the look on her face as she opened those flaps of the box. It was such a gift to be able to attend my sister's graduation, and to show her my love by giving her the most unique, unconventional Christmas present in the history of our family. It was a memory both she and I will ever cherish. It also served as a lesson for me. Never, ever underestimate the power of the Christmas spirit. It can move hearts, minds, and yes, even people in boxes. And I think that's where I'm going to stop. That story was by Heather Thompson. But yeah, I'm going to stop now. So, I hope y'all enjoyed it. Merry Christmas and have a good New Year. I hope to have another post up soon, but I'm having issues. So, hey, thank you.